All right, looks like I am live. Allow me. Are you here? Allow me. Allow me. Are you still here? All right, already up to 4 likes, and we're just getting started. Very good. Just to make sure people can hear me, as always, can you hit the number 1 in the chat box if you can't hear me and if I sound fine? Just to make sure. Thanks, Crispy. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Sam, Yash, GMK. All right, good. We are in business. But is allow me still here? He called me a piece of bacon. I was curious what he meant by that. Why am I a piece of bacon? But I don't think he's here anymore. Well, as always, if you've been here before and you know that you're going to enjoy, good morning, Kelvin, good morning, Sam. But if you know that you're going to enjoy, make sure to hit that like button. We are on a good streak of, I think I need to bump it up from 100 now to, I don't know, let's make the goal 110. So we're going after 110 likes. We're on a clean streak of 100, but we're going to push it up to 110. So if you know that you're going to enjoy because you've been here before, make sure you hit that like button. If you're brand new, first off, welcome. No need to hit the like button. I understand you have no idea if you're going to like this or not. But I appreciate you swinging by. And right now, it's been, Kelvin, do you mind explain the evaluation phase of Take Profit Trader? I'm still trying to comprehend. Yeah, the evaluation phase is very straightforward, which is why I like them. So let's just say you're doing the 50,000 account. You've got to make $3,000, but you're not allowed to lose 2,000. And you can take as long as you want. I recommend getting it done within a month so that you don't need to pay that fee again. Because after you pass and move into what are called the pro accounts, there's no monthly fee. But yeah, you got to make 3,000, but you can't lose 2,000. And then when it comes to the max position size, you can only do up to 6 of the very volatile contracts, or you could do up to 60 of the less volatile ones. And then there's a consistency rule that's called 50% rule, which does disappear once you get into the pro accounts, but during the test phase, because they don't want you to just get lucky like YOLO on one trade and then pass and be like, it's like, well, I don't know that. Does that actually prove that you're a trader or prove that you got lucky? So they have the 50% rule, meaning whatever your profit target is. So again, for the 50,000 account, 3,000, you're not allowed in a single day during the test phase to make more than $1,500. Where's $1,500 coming from? Again, it's the 50% rule. So you're not allowed to make more than 50% of whatever the profit target is. So, on the 100,000 account right here, the profit target is 6,000. You're not allowed to make more than $3,000 in a single day during the test phase. But again, once you pass and move into the pro account, you can make as much as you want during that phase. So that is how, does that make sense now, Kelvin? First time watching live? Well, thank you. Jatinder. How many contracts did you on an average trade out? It just depends on my market environment. Right now, I could see doing higher contract size just because the market is not like it's been the past few weeks, where the past few weeks, it was very volatile. So, smaller position size was definitely a wiser thing. So contract size, that just depends on market conditions. So how's everybody doing today? I've been on the struggle bus. It's not really jived. It being the market conditions haven't really jived too well with me. But how have you guys been doing? Where does everybody sit on their day so far? Interesting trend line right here. We're looking at the MNQ. Maybe move over to the NQ here. So right at the 21. So yeah, the 21 has been respected quite a bit, which is the 21 EMA, that line right there. Check it out. Respected it, respected it, respected it, respected it. So right here so far is respecting it, but that's the question. Will it continue to respect it? Is there another bounce coming, or is this moving average kind of overstayed its welcome? That's the big question mark as I speak right now. I mean, a great history of that level providing support. It's right here again. It's trying to act as support. Does it happen again? That's the big question mark right now. So in other words, if you're getting long right around here, that's not guaranteed to work. That's why risk management matters. But would I call you crazy? Would I call that some sort of like random, arbitrary trade plan? No, I totally get your logic. I mean, there is the data that suggests that that's going to be an area of support. But like I said, it's happened so many times now. It's like at one of these points, you got to think it's going to give it up. But as of now, it's holding strong. Tough day yesterday and today. Yeah, I hear you, Gary. Mad Mac, tiny loss this morning. Nothing too terrible, though. Yep, good. Keeping risk controlled, Mad Mac. That's always a good thing. Kevin Hawthorne, doing all right, just working. Well, there it is. The 21 has struck again. Very nice bounce off it. Now, is this a winning trade for longs? Depends. Scalpers, yeah. This is plenty of wiggle room here to take a quick scalp. For longs that are like, no, I'm not a scalper. I want to see this thing, move back up into this area of the chart. Those people are still not out of the woods. Maybe they've locked in a little gains just to kind of mitigate risk a little bit. So like I said, you can't make the claim that this is like a universal win for all longs. But for scalpers, I definitely say they probably got their scalp in from there. Futures numbers are so complicated. No, they're not complicated at all. It's points. So the NQ over here, so right here, 470 up to 480. That is a difference of 10. And in futures, these are called points. 1 point is worth $20 on this future contract. Okay, Kelvin, so how much money does this represent? This distance here is 10 points. 1 point equals $20. So Kelvin, what is that distance worth? If you had one contract and you got 10 points, how much did you make with one contract? When we had a 10-point distance here and 1 point equals $20. There you go, Calvin. So don't give me that nonsense that, oh, it's so complicated. You passed with flying colors. It's not complicated. All you need to know about the futures is what is a point worth. Ooh, now moving back down. But then Calvin, the other nice thing about the prop firms is they'll do all the math for you. So like, well, yeah, but if I have this size account, like how much am I allowed to buy? Because how much does it work? It tells you. It's doing all the math for you. At a $50,000 purchasing power, you could get a max position size of 6 of the volatile contracts or 60 of the lower ones. So I mean, it just tells you right up front how much you could get. So no math required. It's telling you for the extreme size, $150,000 purchasing power, you could get up to 15 of the very volatile contracts or 150 of the less volatile ones. We still got to get this trend line in play. So right now we essentially are looking at, there we go. Ooh, it's knocking on the door of that trend line. And then we have that trend line right there. So we have this couple of key trend lines here that got to think a lot of people are probably watching. If you are enjoying, as always, hit that like button. We're going for 110 likes today. I was thinking of doing the highest funded account so I could get my profits faster. I mean, yeah, there's a great debate on what size accounts are the best ones. You definitely have more wiggle room because in the higher size one, you can lose up to $4,500. So now, granted, if you're taking massive position size, that could come up upon you relatively quickly. But yeah, the purchasing power, the account size, that's a great debate. There we got the breakout of the trend line. Now just a question of will there be follow through. Crispy Dove, what moving average indicators do you use? That green line right there is the 21 EMA. Purple line is the 50 SMA. Dotted yellow is the VWAP. Pink line is the 200 SMA. The more I try to make an argument against prop firms, I try to think of your response from watching and joining you in C2 time frame, the more I end up losing my own points I would bring up. Try to make against prop firm. I mean, it's hard to argue against Pam's plant. Pam's plant, as far as I can tell, is undefeated. 15 contracts per day, right? No, 15 contracts per trade. It's max position size. Max position size, not max per day, just position. So if you take a trade, the most you could take in that trade would be 15 or 150. But once that trade is over, then you could do it again and you could go right up to 15 again if you wanted. What's the ES looking like right now? Yeah, ES got the same kind of general dynamic going on. And then really, there's no need to put essentially a lower trend line here. You could just use, I would say, the 50 paired moving averages, kind of your bottoming trend line right there. Whereas on the NQ, kind of put that trend line in right there. But on the ES, I'd say you could probably just use that purple line right there. But yeah, going back to the NQ, it's trying to break through here. We'll see if it can push up through. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, today was just rough. It was early action was very, very tricky. There is a tread line right here. And I don't know about you guys. I can only speak for myself. But did any of you have that tread line drawn into place before the market opened? Or I should say before 9:30. Did any of you have that tread line in place? Anybody? Do you look at other stocks at the end of the stream? I can look at stocks, but Crispy Dev, what stocks from what regard? Are you like wanting to trade these stocks? Do you think selling asks or buying bids are easier? Well, no, by definition, if you buy the market or sell the market, that's easiest because that's for sure you're getting in. Crispy Dev, why are you wasting your time in stocks? Crispy Dev, you've been here before. You've heard Pam's plant, right? CoWeave just IPO'd. I bought 4,000 worth for like an investment, Kelvin. So nobody else had this trend line here? You have not heard of Pam's plant? Crispy, I don't know if that's true. I could swear you've been here for that. Can somebody just hit the like button? It's driving me nuts. Why are we stuck at 19 likes? Can we just get to 20? Just get to 20. Do you do plays live on stream? Yeah, from time to time, but I'm just not going to force anything for the sake of the stream. David Stewart had it? Okay, I'm glad I'm not crazy. Clay, zoom out to 2 weeks. NQ is overall bullish, but looks overbought, I think. Going to come back. Yeah, we'll... just like that, 27, 28. There we go. All right. So anyways, I had this trend line in play, and my first trade was I bought right there on the break. Now, what was good was it started to move up, and it came back down. It kind of hesitated a little bit. I was like, you going to go or what? Like, come on, you just broke. Let's go. I'm like, you're not going. I'm out. So I got out for a $45 win right there, and that's like one of my best trades I've made in a long time because you can see what happened next after that. Whoosh. And then, what did I do? Did I take a Isn't it amazing? I guess I can only speak for myself, but I can't even remember. They were like, so how'd you trade a couple days ago? I'm like, I have no idea how I traded a couple days. I can't even remember, literally right now, I can't even remember how I traded 50 minutes ago. But I think I had a short. I think maybe I shorted up around here. And then this move down here was another winner. And then this is one where, yeah, in hindsight, I should not have scalped. But after this, I was like, well, I'm glad that one turned into a scalp. But right here, I bought right here, the moving average, the yesterday's close, and scalped that out for a winning trade. And then that one went up. And then, oh, yeah, I watched. So, again, the trend line here, then the trend line comes back into play. Look at this stinking trend line. Couple fake breaks there. And then we have this movement right here. That was at news, but that was kind of a fake. Yeah, it did go up there, but that was more of a spike where, in theory, if you were super, super fast on the trigger, you could have made money there. But then it came back down. And then, what did I do? Oh, yeah, okay, that's right. Then I was like, okay, I should not be buying this trend line because it's a tricky one. So I changed over to micros to compensate for the risk, and I bought 3 right there. And again, broke out, came back down, stopped me out. Like, oh, that's great. And then it came back up. I'm like, all right, well, at least this time it didn't totally roll back over like it's done the past couple times. I'm like, all right, the fact that you're not rolling over, maybe that's it. So I took another trade right here, and I did get a breakout. It made a nice move. So I took 3 micros, took one out, and then I just followed it up with my stop. And of course, it came back down, which did stop me out, but that was able to bring me back into the green on my micros. And then that was the no, that's not true. And then I took a short up here as it went over the overnight high. And again, just because I don't really trust the market, I don't trust myself too much right now. Took another scalp, and it rolled back over deeper before going back up, and then that's all I've had. So, but yeah, this is kind of par for the course. Trendline. So it's not like you can't make money on these breaks. It just seems as like it's more of a scalper's market right now. Because again, that break right there, if you're a scalper on the long side, plenty of movement right there. Boom, you're out for a scalp. But if you're looking for more, yeah, there's been some of those moves where you got more, but it's very choppy before those moves happen. And so I don't know. That's my opinion. It seems like it's more of a just be a scalper type environment right now. Huge rejection. It's an abbreviation. I don't know the words. It explains why futures is better than stocks. Exactly, Calvin. Exactly. Yep. Is it possible to trade large cap stocks with small positions by going through futures? Yeah. This right now, the NQ is basically the NASDAQ. You're trading the NASDAQ market right now. So in that sense, yeah, you're trading large cap stocks because the large cap stocks that make up the NASDAQ, or you could trade ES. So ES right here, this is basically you're basically trading the S&P 500 for just simplification of what's going on. So yeah, you're trading large cap stocks if you were to trade the ES because you're trading the S&P 500. Well, so curious about this trend line right here, though. Very curious. Will it hold or not? At the moment, the MES looks like have a more clear trend than the MNQ. At the moment. Well, so for those of you that were here, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes ago, hopefully you remember me drawing that trend line in right there. So this trend line right here is being very, very much so respected because that trend line was in place before the price came up there and just got totally rejected by it. So ES is pulling back more. The question now, is that going to drag the NQ down with it? Oh, and yes, it is. So there we go. At the trend line right there. How long can you hold futures? Again, just as a reminder, I haven't even said this yet, but $5 super chats. If you have a request for a stock or a crypto, I can look at the chart, do an analysis. And then same with questions. If you want to ensure that I see a question, $5 super chats make that happen. Now, you don't have to. The risk is either I might miss your question or I might not get to it until like 20 minutes from after you ask it because I'm trying to go in order. But even going in order, sometimes I miss things. So just keep that in mind as it drops down. This is action. It's just, maybe I'll try. Let's just get one. This is, then I can build if I need to. So in there with one. So out there, again, just one, not a volatile market. So like I said, in my opinion, this is more of a scalper's market. So $7 on that one just because it was one micro. And I also like to do that on stream so people can see the bare minimum of volatility because that way they can, if you're not happy with the volatility, if you thought that was like not very fast, fair enough. But then, it gives me the opportunity to show solutions to this because at the end of the day, the live stream, my core goal here is to educate people about Pam's Plant and why, if you want to be a day trader, Pam's Plant is the best way to go about it. And I'm always open to refutations against that, but I've yet to hear one. People will attack me, but that's the ad hominem fallacy. That's not attacking the idea. That's attacking the person presenting the idea. And there's a big difference between those two things. But how long can you hold futures? With a prop firm, you cannot hold them overnight, even though overnight only lasts for an hour because the futures market closes. Well, it does close all day on Saturday, but every day it closes at 5 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern. So Thomas, at least with the prop firm, the prop firm that I'm using, I should say, because maybe there are some prop firms that would allow you to do that. But the prop firm that I use and recommend, you're not allowed to do that. It's for day traders. Because again, these are good rules. They're preventing those people that are like, oh, I was wrong. Well, now it's a swing trade. Oh, now it's an investment. It's like, no, it's your ego refusing to cut a loss. But yes, futures in general you can hold, but they are contracts. So like anything, contracts expire. Joey, good morning. Yavuz, if I have 100 account for funded, how many contracts would be reasonable to trade for micros? Again, that depends on the market. I don't know, Yavuz. Asking people how many contracts should I trade is a really bad question because that person does not know your risk tolerance, and that's going to be different based on market conditions. Right now, you could do higher position size because this is not the most volatile of action. Whereas last week or the past few weeks, it would have been, you'd want to scale down a position size because that's been very volatile. So there are no universal rules like that. What would be reasonable to trade for micros? Literally impossible for me to answer that question honestly because I don't know your risk tolerance. For example, that's like you asking me, hey, tell me a reasonable way to have fun. And I'm like, go skydiving. Now for you, that may not be fun. That may be the most terrifying experience ever. Maybe for you, it's reasonable to have fun by reading a good book by a fire. Neither of those people are wrong in how they have fun. But because each of those people have different risk tolerances, how they have fun is different. That's same with trading. Like, don't go ask some random, don't go ask them, hey, how to have fun? Because I don't know. Like I said, go scuba diving in a deep sea cave. For me, that would terrify me. That would not be fun. For some of you, you're like, you little wimp, that'd be super fun. Cool. That just illustrates exactly the fact that we all have different risk tolerances. So don't go running. You got to figure that stuff out on your own. But that takes work. Yes, it does. Despite what some tell you, there is not a magic system. There's not a magic pill. You've got to put in the work to have fun. I made $50 on the break of your trend line, 5 micros. Good job, Dan. Yeah, I took that short. Very good. And that's what I mean. So just like I said, in my opinion, it seems to be more of a scalper's market. Came down, you saw me buy. I got to push back up, took it, and now it's just drifted back downwards. What's Pam's plant? Pam's plant is my argument for trading futures through a prop firm. I'll share it in a little bit, but I don't want to share it right now because then people later on in the live stream will be like, what's Pam's plant? Again, if you're enjoying, hit that like button. Could we make a run up to 50 before we're even 30 minutes in? That'd be amazing. Can we get 15 more in the next 7 minutes? Frank, blew up my test account yesterday. You're definitely not the only person. Yesterday's action was very rough, and even today, as I explained earlier with this trend line. This trend line here, there is a lot of breakout traders that I'm sure blew some of their prop accounts. But that's fine. That's part of it. Your risk was very minimal. Oh, you did because you left a position open. Thought I had stop in place, but I guess I didn't. When I woke today, my test account was requiring to be reset. Oh, so okay. So you forgot to put in, you had a logistical error. You forgot to put in a stop, huh? Only lost, yeah, exactly. Only lost 119. So oops, lesson. That's not bad of pain. Yeah. I've blown a couple of prop accounts too by forgetting about canceling orders and stuff like that. Will your account be blown just because you left a position open? Well, if you leave a position open and you get filled and then it just continues to go further and further and further against you, yes, your account will eventually be blown because you'll lose more than what you're allowed to lose. I was thinking, let's see if I want to get down to that overnight high. That might be an interesting pullback spot. So this trend line here, and this is just basic technical analysis when levels of support. So, I mean, you can see here, this was indeed an area of support. But when areas of support are broken, they tend to act as resistance. Right here, the price broke below it, and you can see that trend line then went right into acting as resistance. So if this upwards move here continues, a question of, is this area up here, the trend line, will that once again act as an area of resistance, and then, kind of a reverse back test and go. So it's broken down through. Is it going to come up here, back test, and then go? So if you're a back test and go trader, might have some sort of opportunity here to see if it wants to do that. Especially, you're getting a clump of resistances. You have the 50 period that could be a resistance. You have the 21 EMA that could be a resistance, and you have the trend line. So while that still doesn't guarantee anything, once again, one of those spots right here where I would not accuse you of doing something random, having no thought process behind your trade. I thought you can't leave positions open for certain periods. Yeah, you can't leave them overnight, but a futures day is 23 hours long. So you could technically put a trade on at 6 p.m. and then not come back until 15 hours later to check it. Didn't hurt that bad, David Seward, because I'm with Prop Firm. So yeah, exactly. $119 for a good lesson there. Make sure you check those orders. You got another test underway, Frank, or David? I'm in a prop firm now for 4 days of trading and all green up 1890 on. Gotcha. Oh, David, you're a scumbag. Not doing take profit trader. Come on, David. I'm only calling him a scumbag because I think he's a member of my community. If I recognize the name, so I'm just giving him a hard time. If you're not a member of the community, then I apologize, David. You don't get my sense of humor. You're not a scumbag. But I think he is. But if you're not, again, my apologies. You're not actually a scumbag. Yep, just starting now. Good. EHLD has halted 6 times today. Oh, I never really thought about that. That's yet another reason within Pam's plan about why day trading stocks is pure garbage compared to day trading futures. Because futures don't halt. Yeah, maybe you'll get a halt like once a decade, like when the financial meltdown happened or when the COVID crash happened. I think that was the last time, was 2020, the last time the market got halted. And I guess I don't even know, to be fair, I don't even know if the futures market halted. I'm assuming it does, but I guess I don't know that for sure. But yeah, with stocks, Moses, why are you putting yourself in that sort of environment where you literally lose control of the trade? Like how did I not think about this until then? That's yet another positive point about futures trading better than stocks. You don't have to deal with those halts. So EHLD has halted 6 times today. What a terrible situation. Moses, you got to stop wasting your time with that stuff. Because a halt literally takes away all power from you because you have no idea where that thing's going to open back up. Sure, to be fair, sometimes it opens up in your favor, but it can just as easily open up against you and you are just wrecked. Oh, okay, so you're not an actual member. I thought you were, David. Apologies. So no, you're not a scumbag. Which doesn't... Wait, Clay, so you're telling me that if I sign up for your program and like I'm a member of your premium services, then you're going to start calling me a scumbag? I am, but it's a term of endearment because it's just my sense of humor. So like, don't take it personal. I realize that sounds kind of rough though. I was 1K away from my profit target to be down. Yeah, that's bummer. Yeah. Like I said, past couple of days have been rough. Yeah, orders not getting filled, halts. No, I am a scumbag. You are, yeah, David. I was trying to be polite. You are a scumbag for not supporting my channel by using that link. You are a scumbag. There's no doubt about that. All right. I don't know, for you backtest, look at this. Look at the clump. You have the 50 period. You have the 21. You have that trend line all right there. Will the price go up there and find resistance? No guarantees. That's why risk management matters, but that's a very interesting situation. Thanks, David. So you're a partial scumbag then, since he hit the like button. Come on, 7 more. Oh, we're at 30 minutes. I was hoping we could get up to 50 likes within the first 30 minutes. I think it's going to keep down. Well, Kelvin, I think you just need to go get yourself a prop firm and start putting your money where your mouth is. No more armchair quarterbacking. Let's go. Let's go. I need to take a course on futures. I'll link this to you real quick. Sam, this is, just scroll down to the bottom of this page. And anybody else that wants to learn more about futures, kind of what they are, how they work, stuff like that. But you don't need I mean, if you already use the chart, if you use technical analysis candlesticks, then, I mean, you're like 95% of the way there with futures. There's just a couple little small things that you'd have to learn. Hit that like button. Let's get this up to 50. All right. It snuck up there. It snuck up there, and it sniffed all these areas of support or resistance. We're like, I'm out. Let's see. We'll see if the back test and go players, if they get their back test. Now, of course, it depends on, I don't know. Would you have maybe been close to getting filled there? I can see some people getting filled for sure. I mean, it basically went right up there. Did everybody get filled? Of course not. There it is. Boom. Boom. That clump of resistances won the battle. Congrats to anybody that took the back test, and now it's going. Now, how far does it go? Golden goose break. Can it go down below this overnight high? Clay, do you trade on news? Well, I don't know what you mean by trade. Define what you mean by trade on news. Like, do I buy something right before news comes out? If that's what you mean by trade on news, no, I'm not a degenerate gambler. I don't buy something right before news, because that is a total gamble. Now, if you're saying, do you let the news come out and then you start to look to trade? Yeah, potentially. How is your take tax since it's not funds? Oh, well, that's part of Pam's plant. Pam's plant with futures prop return right here. Tax reporting is easy. At least with Take Profit Trader, again, that's a firm I'm using and recommend. All they do is send you a 1099 form. That's it. So how easy is that? How nice is that? Oh boy. We got Thomas here too. Thomas, go get yourself a prop firm. Put some money where your mouth is. Let's go. Oh, one more like. One more like. Let's get us up to 50 here. All right, so this is now the question. So this trend line is played out from the short side. Broke, came up, back tested, came back down. I think I'll leave that trend line out there. We'll see if it maybe there's some more back tests left in it. But you got to think a lot of people are now watching the overnight high. Will it come down and break down through there? I'm getting Take Profit Trader. Fantastic. There we go. And we're at 50 likes. And only 33 minutes in. Here we go. Let's keep this going. Yeah, I think that's, I was going to say, oh, wow, if it breaks overnight high, we got everything down to VWAP, but that's not really, I wouldn't say that's the most accurate of analysis, because there is quite a bit of price congestion right here that could, I guess that's not terribly far away from VWAP. So yeah, a break here of the overnight high, the chart does open up a bit. Again, I'm not saying it's dropping straight down to, the 420 area, but I mean, it definitely opens up quite a bit. Hey, Clay, didn't you trade on morning? Yes, I did trade. Yeah, I already walked through my trades earlier. And I've already made one trade on the live stream. But I am in a very scalpy move right now. I'm having trust issues with this market. I still need to build more confidence as a trader. I'm leaving a lot on money on the table, not trusting my calls and just controlling loss. Yeah, no, Evil Shaddix, that's part of the journey for sure. I think one of the hardest things to do is let a winner win. It's very easy. I mean, some people would say, and like I said, I'm not totally convinced, but some people would say, no, I think honoring stop losses is the hardest thing. Maybe. But I think what's harder, even for me, I think from a lot of people, and that's what makes me think of it, is the ability to let a winner win without taking profits too soon. Every time I stock hits over 200%, they'll halt it before everyone rides it. Well, yeah. No, stocks are... I totally forgot about that. With just the whole idea of halting and getting stuck in halts. The honest take. Do something. Okay, honest take. What do you want me to do? I'm glad he's here, though, because he's going to give me an honest take. So, honest take, what should I do? Give me an honest take here. I often move my stop loss too soon once it's green, like $20. Yep. Yeah, no, like I said, that's what I think may be the hardest thing in all of trading. It's not honoring a stop loss, but letting a winner win. And even the honest take, like he's a good example of why traders fail, right? Because you do show up, and like as traders, there's the built-in implication like, well, I'm a trader, so as a trader you should be trading. So here you say, hey, do something. Now I am doing something. I'm offering some commentary. Just we're just shooting the breeze. But like in his world, like I should be putting on trades like right now, like do something, start trading. That's what he means by that. But like that's why people fail, because people show up with his attitude and they think that you always need to be doing something. But the most powerful order out there is the SOH order. Who has heard of it? Who has heard of the SOH order? And I'm not gonna claim it per se, but I'm gonna throw out the suggestion that I think I may have come up with this order, because I did a video on this years ago. I started my channel in 2013. Again, I'm not gonna say I'm the founder of this term. But all I'm saying is I'm going to throw my hat in the ring of potential that I was the founder of this ring. Who here knows what an SOH order is? Because an SOH order is doing something, which is what the honest take was like, do something. I am doing something. I'm implementing an SOH order. SOH. Who here knows what the SOH? Sitting on my hands. Sometimes the best trade, most times, the best trade you can make is to sit on your hands. Don't make a trade. Don't do anything. But we have honest take here, not giving me a very honest take. He wants me to just throw myself into this chop fest right now. Because he thinks trading means like you're supposed to actually be putting on trades. No. More times than not, the most powerful trade is the SOH order. Sit on your hands. Don't do anything. Wait for something that makes sense to happen. The SOH order. I think honest take is gone. But, like I said, that's a perfect example of why, and myself included, like I'm no different. Like you show up and like I'm a trader, I want to put on some trades, and it's just like, are you sure you should be putting on a trade? But you gotta, patience is the name of the game. The SOH order. Sit on those hands. I'll sit on hands when I don't need to trade. Well, anytime you find yourself needing to trade, that's a bad spot. Because if you need to trade, that means that there's potential that you could be trading in an environment that is not friendly to your strategy. And that's why I argue nobody should ever be a full-time trader. Everybody's goal should be to have multiple streams of income. Because when you have many streams of income, you're never going to be in the spot where you need to trade. Because you can sit there and be like, well, I don't need to trade because I don't need to make money because I have other streams of income. Which is why the people are like, I quit my job to become a full-time trader. I'm like, oh, no, that's not going to work out well. That may be like 100% failure rate. Maybe. I can't say that for sure. But to quit your job to become a full-time trader and not have any other streams of income, yeah, that's where you find yourself, quote-unquote, needing to trade. That's why I'm not a full-time trader. I've never been a full-time trader. I think that's a terrible goal to be a full-time trader. I want to be I don't even know of any full-time traders. Before you'd be like, I know of one. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna tell me what? Probably like, oh, I watch this person. Yeah, where do you watch them on YouTube? So they're not a full-time trader, are they? Because they have multiple streams of income, don't they? Which is good. I'm happy for them. They're doing it the right way. But full-time trading, worst goal ever. Make your goal for trading to be a stream of income amongst many other streams of income. I do real estate investing. I have, the trading. I have my dividend portfolio. I have, just the claytrader.com. I have the YouTube channel. So there's many other, there's streams of income. I can't remember. I own farmland in Iowa. I have real estate portfolio. So I believe in multiple streams of income. We should all be professional, we don't want to be full-time traders. I think the goal should be full-time income stream creators. That's what I argue is the best goal. Full-time income stream creator. Does this platform offer demo live trading? It does, yeah. They put a time limit on it, though. How about buy at 2240? 20, what did you say? 20? 2240? So like way down here? I mean, I guess, but you're going to be, I'd probably waiting a while. Yeah, I'm using this as an extra stream of income. Good. I'd be happy making like an extra 500 a day or something using. Yeah, that's what trading should be in my opinion. And again, I would submit to you that you don't know any full-time traders either. Now, you may know of people that call themselves full-time traders, but they're not. They're not. Because their only stream of income is not coming from trading. And again, that is a good thing. They are playing the game properly. I think the game of wealth creation, of personal finance, is not putting all your eggs in one basket. I think you should be a full-time income stream creator. How about a pace a buy position now? How about pace? Maybe you mean place. So once you hit 5K in the pro account, you get switched to the pro plus. Potentially, yeah. Yeah, they want you to get to live for sure, which I enjoy and I appreciate because they are promoting a viable business model. The fact that they want people to get to live should be everybody's goals. Like you want to get to live funds and everything. So yeah, they'll eventually switch you to live. Plus with the pro plus, yeah, you get to keep 90% of your gains. All right, well, we did get the breakdown through there. I don't even remember. I was talking so much about this income stream stuff that I didn't even comprehend that was going on right before my very eyes. I would be interested if this thing wants to pull back here. I would be interested in going long down there. We got a ways to go, but I'm keeping an eye on that area right there. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this line right here. So right here, I mean, and this is the true skill. Think about it. For those of you that have been here, talked about the back test and go. So it broke our trend line, came back up, back tested that little clump of area right there, the clump of resistance, came down. So the ability to just let this play out, a huge skill. Like anybody that got short up in that blue box and you're still holding a part of that position, well done. Like you have a skill that is so hard, myself included. I have no problem admitting that, yeah, to go through this and then have it come back up and then you have to wait and you have to let it come down here and kind of putz around before you get that. Not easy to do at all. So any of you that did get short up there, and if you're still holding right now, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. You have a good skill set that I struggle with quite a bit. So I mean, well done to you. What is the name of your screen platform? So what I'm doing is I'm using Take Profit Trader. So this is a prop firm. And the way it works is you purchase a certain amount of buying power. So let's just say you want 50,000 of buying power. That'd be 119. And then during the checkout process, you select the platform. And the one that you see is right there, Tradeovate. And the nice thing is that you do not have to go and create a separate Tradeovate account. They will do that for you. And then they'll just email you the login and password and all that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level. And 5-minute is approaching. So here's 5-minute NQ. It is approaching the 50-period moving average. So that value is basically about 430, 428. So that's something to keep in mind. Very, very legitimate, reasonable area to think that it could find some support and bounce. Again, no guarantees, but if you're telling me, Clay, I'm gonna build a position, or I'm just gonna get long, or around that 50-period moving average, I'd be like, okay, yeah, no, I see the logic. I see the logic. I wouldn't be like, that seems kind of random. So that is something else to keep in mind. Like I said, we're watching the 2-minute together over here. But yeah, I'm interested in that area here. You have a double whammy of potential support. You have the VWAP and the 200-period moving average basically at the same level. I have that trend line right there, which also is coinciding right with that 21 EMA. So check out the 21 EMA, which is that greenish line there. You can see it acted as resistance, and now it's basically mimicking the trend line itself. So the trend line and the 21 EMA are basically the same thing right now. So that's that'll be a very interesting level of resistance if the price gets up there. Why do you trade the 2-minute time frame? I don't trade the 2-minute time frame. I trade multiple time frames. The 2-minute time frame is just the one that I'm happening to show you. I have multiple monitors, and there's other time frames off screen. Oh, what did Jim delete? Jim, what was it? Was it a spam for something else? Oh. Clay, what other YouTube traders do you watch? I do my own thing. Would I ever consider getting on a trader podcast and job? I mean, I have my own podcast, Paulo. If you are interested, let's see, we'll just go to... So here's a podcast. I've been doing this for, I don't know. I mean, we're on episode 522. So I've interviewed my, more recently, I just give my own thoughts, but yeah, no, if you're interested in the podcast, there you go, Paulo. But as far as other YouTube, no, I just keep my head down, just do my own thing. Yeah, I'm aware of like people's names, but do I know like what they're up to and the details? I don't. So I kind of, and that's what I've always been. Like I've never been a guest on somebody else's podcast because I just like to do my own thing. No patience. I scalp for 200 profit. Yeah. Like I said, it's hard. It's hard to let something win. But profit is profit in this trader's mind. Well, that's not good. Because Frank, you're probably also saying, well, you can't go broke taking a profit. Have you ever said that to yourself, Frank? You use that logic. You can't go broke taking a profit. What do you think about that statement, Frank? And really everybody. I know you told me not to trade penny stocks, but can you review POAI? Absolutely not. Especially after I told you to not trade penny stocks, and I've told you about Pam's plant, and then you're going and doing that. No. We're not going to go look at some garbage POAI when we got great action right here we're watching. I'm all here to help. I'm all here for Pam's plant. But if you don't want to listen to Pam's plant, more power to you. But enjoy wasting your time. I don't know. This trend line's looking kind of interesting. Maybe I'll put on a trade just for the sake of... I mean, this size is so small right now. I don't know. Hit that like button if you're enjoying. Pam sounds like... Well, you know who Pam is now, Paulo, because you were here yesterday when I did Pam's plant. All right, I'm going to look to potentially buy this break. Stop down. What is that? 40. Oh, that's like a... it's still not a big... James Leslie, interesting bounce in the market. We'll see soon if this is a relief bounce or the start of a medium-term recovery. Yeah, we'll have to see how that all plays out. All right, I'll do a quick micro scalp here. I got a tight stop. I'll just put it right below there. So this thing's either going to break out and go, or I want nothing to do with it. Sell stop. So like I said, this thing either it needs to break out right now and get going, or I'm out. I'm giving it a short leash. Like I said, needs to break out, or I'm out. And it's looking like I'm about to be out here. Oh, no! That was an NQ. Oh, this was supposed to be an MNQ. It got me. It got me. I've said this lesson before. I did this last week on the live stream. I wanted the minimal risk one, not that one. Always check. Make sure you know what contract you're on. I was on the volatile one, the NQ. I wanted to be on that one. Well, that was not fun. Now, this is my putts around account, kind of my live stream account, where I don't really necessarily mind per se, but still, I mean, I'm not looking to just blow the account super like that. That was this one. Now, I'm not close to blowing the account or anything like that, but that was not what I was expecting. So again, reminder that I make sure you know if you're going to have two of them up. I like to watch the NQ because I trade both, but I also like to watch the MNQ. The M stands for micro, and that's where there's less risk involved. And that's what I was on, but I was on the NQ and I thought I was on the MNQ. So that's why when I looked down here and I saw a $145 loss, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, but it does if it was the NQ. Why don't you like penny stocks? Because of Pam's plant. Have you heard of Pam's plant, Crazy Heat? Taking a profit is never a bad thing. Well, it's just... See, now, and this is how the market works. I'm frustrated. And this is why multiple time frame analysis works, or is very important. Because right now, I'm thinking, all right, I'm a little on tilt right now. I'm upset about that. I'm going to take this short if it breaks here. But notice on the 5 minute, if I'm getting short there on the 2 minute, what am I shorting into on the 5 minute? I'm shorting right into that 50 period moving average. Now, it could break, but I mean, to be shorting right at the 50 period moving average, which has got an upward slope to it, not the greatest thing. So that's how people go on tilt and spin out of control. Because yes, I have no problem at all saying I want to get short on the break of this trend line. But as I glance over there at the 5 minute, it's like, no, that would be really bad. So multiple time frame analysis, and a very important thing. I was going to ask you about that. And yeah, well, thanks a lot, Mike. Why didn't you ask me? What's Pam's plant? Man, Pam's plant is an unbeatable argument. Okay, who here has either never traded futures, or maybe you've heard of futures, but you've just never done them. So you've either never heard of futures, or you've heard of futures, you've just never traded them. Give me a 5 in the chat box. I'm just kidding, Mike. Give me a 5. Again, never traded futures, or you've heard of futures, but you've just never traded them. Okay, well, Cavi, you're still familiar with Pam's plant. So, I always say this. I'm going to say something that will... Thomas Otto, that's not true, Thomas. You've heard of Pam's plant. You've been here so many times before, Thomas Otto. Never traded them. Okay. Well, I'm within the day trading category. So if you want to be a day trader and you want to day trade, this is what Pam's plant is referring to. And I am going to say something that may offend you, but just hear me out. If you are day trading stocks, options, crypto, or Forex, you are wasting your time, and those things are garbage compared to the strategy of Pam's plan. Okay? So what is Pam's plan? Let me get this out of the way. Pam's plan, going to go through it here quickly. So the P is the pattern day trader rule, and there is none. If you're in stocks or options, and you need to have $25,000. If you don't, then you're only allowed to make 3 day trades every 5 days, a day trade being defined as buy and sell in the same day. And again, unless you have $25,000 in your account, you cannot do that as much as you want. You can only do it 3 times every 5 days. In the world of futures trading, there's no pattern day trading rule. You can day trade as much as you want. The A, around the clock. They're open basically all the time. They're not open on Saturdays, and there's some other little small times where they're not open. But for argument's sake, they're open a whole lot. So there's a whole lot of flexibility for you to be able to find time to trade, even if you have a busy schedule. The M, they are great in movement, but the better thing, which I can show you here in a bit, but you have the ability to control that movement, which is a huge factor, and it doesn't cost you anything more as it would with anything else. So great movement, and better yet, the ability to control the movement is the thing that really separates it. The first S, you can short whenever. I know a lot of people want to go and short penny stocks or small caps and stuff like that because they're very volatile and they are a lot of garbage companies, so they do go down. The problem with that is you have to locate shares, then you have to pay extra to short, and you've got to do all these things just to be able to short. And all the fees add up, and it's a hassle. And then you could get stuck in a short squeeze. Things are very volatile, which will lead into later on about how you're really putting a lot of your money at risk when you're doing that sort of stuff. But with futures, you just short. You don't have to pay anything extra. You're allowed to just short the contracts, and you're good to go. So massive, massive time savings and headache saving. And then the second S, stop scanning. Within futures, you know what you're going to trade every day because the same thing every day gives you multiple opportunities. Whereas if you're doing stocks or crypto or stuff like that, you got to run your scans. What's the hot crypto? What's the hot stock today? Where's the volume? And you got to do all this stuff. Sometimes you have to pay for scanners. None of that. In futures, you just show up and you know what you're going to trade and you just trade it. Massive time savings. Now we're getting into the plant here, prop firm power. So prop firms are awesome, first off, because the low capital required. The one that I use and recommend is Take Profit Trader, which is the link that you see at the top of your screen. And the way it works is this: you just determine how much buying power do you want. So you can see you can go from $25,000 of buying power to $150,000. But let's just say you want to do the bare minimum, $25,000, that would cost you $105. So $105 to gain access to $25,000 worth of buying power. And I will go on more of how they all works, but just very, very low capital required on your part. Which brings us into the awesome thing, the A, added risk control, which comes in 2 forms. The first form are the rules. So the way of the prop firm works is you first need to prove yourself as a trader, and then after you prove yourself, aka you pass the test, they will then move you into what's called a pro account, where when you begin to make money there, you actually get to keep that money. So what does this look like here? Well, on the $25,000 account, the goal of the test is you got to be able to make $1,500, but you're not allowed to lose $1,500. If you do the $50,000 account, the goal is to make $3,000, but you're not allowed to lose $2,000. So you have to be able to pass this test. But within the test, they're putting rules upon you, and these rules are designed to get you to focus on risk control. And that's what trading is all about. You've got to be able to manage risk. You've got to be able to focus on those sorts of things. And as a beginner trader or as a struggling trader, that is good. To have those rules imposed upon you, you're not going to convince me it's a bad thing. I don't like these rules that are forcing me to manage risk when risk management is the key to success. No, that's not a plausible argument. So you will have rules, yes, but these rules are designed to force you to think about your risk and to control it. That is a good thing. And then the second part is just you protect your money. How so? Well, if you go and you do something stupid or you lose your mind or you go on tilt or you get stuck in a crazy move, so think back to like shorting small caps where you get stuck in a short squeeze or something and it's like boom and something crazy happens. Within the world of prop firms, your only risk is your cost of the account. So sure, you may fail the test. So let's say you get stuck in some short squeeze, something crazy happens, and then boom, you lose $1,500. Yes, you failed the test. They will take the account away from you. Now you can always purchase another account and try again. But the point here being is, yeah, maybe you had a very tough learning lesson where you're like, wow, that was dumb, but I learned a lot. I would rather have the wow, that was dumb, but I learned a lot cost you $105. Whereas if you're using your own money, that's going to cost you $1,500 of your own money. So if those learning lessons are costing you only $105, you're going to be able to afford a whole lot more learning lessons then if each one of those is costing you $1,500 of your own money. So that's how there's great risk protection within the prop firm structure, because you have very little of your money at risk to begin with. And then the N, nuclear explosion growth, there is something called copy trading. Take Profit Trader allows you to have up to 5 accounts at once, and then you can copy trade. So for example, let's say in one account you make a $500 trade, but then you copied it to your 4 other accounts. Well, now all of a sudden you're walking away with $2,500. So sure, you only made the one trade for $500, but when you copied it to your 4 other accounts, as far as your general account structure is concerned, you've now made that one trade 5 times for $500. So right there, very, very explosive growth potential when you can do that copy trading. Now, of course, that works both ways. If you're a moron, if you don't know what you're doing, then yes, you can just blow up a bunch of accounts all at once. But the point here being is for the people that really know what they're doing and have ambition and have a strategy that works, then you can have the opportunity at very, very explosive growth. And then tax reporting is easy. All they do is send you a 1099 and that's it. So 1099 form, you hand that to your accountant and you're done. There's my trading results for the year 1099. I'm not sure tax reporting can get much easier than that. So that is Pam's plant. Again, you are more than welcome to push back against it if you disagree with something, but make sure you attack the strategy, not attack me. So best I've had so far is people attacking me. Well, you're just a promoter of it. You're just saying this, and it's like, yeah, I am promoting this idea because I think it's a good idea. So let's talk about the idea. If you think the idea is bad, well, then let's talk about the idea. But don't talk about me and attack me. Let's just assume every negative thing you could think about me is true. Okay, well, what does that have to do with Pam's plant and the idea? Attack the idea. Don't attack me. I'm already conceding. Every negative thing you can think about me, fine, let's just assume that is true. Okay, now can we talk about Pam's plant? And I've had yet to have anybody give me a good, solid argument to that. So that is Pam's plant. Trading futures through a prop firm, assuming you want to be a day trader. Everything else does not make any other sense. Now let's not go that far falling forward. Let's not go that far. That's just crazy if you're going to attack my singing voice. All right, and then... So, that pulled me away from my frustration of... Can't believe I did that. My brother Mortimer and I used to do some trading in OJ futures. I have never traded orange juice futures. Can't say I've done that one. Does this differ if you want to swing trade? Pam's plant is I'm very specific to use the word day trade or day trading because Pam's plant is for the category of day trading. Swing trading, that's not the argument. Investing, not the argument. I love stocks for investing. I have a ton of stocks that I invest in. But that's why I try my best to emphasize Pam's plant is in the category of if somebody wants to be a day trader and wants to day trade. If you are enjoying, hit that like button. We're at the hour mark. So the goal is 110 likes. So we're doing pretty good, but if you have not hit that like button yet, make sure you hit it. Orange juice futures is a joke. It's oh yeah. Sorry, that joke went over my head. I do remember. And didn't they go short and get roasted, if I remember right, from that movie? I don't even know if I've seen the movie. I think they got I don't remember. All right, we are at an interesting level here on the 5 minute. Let me bring over the 5 minute. We are right at the 50 period. At this point, we might as well just keep it NQ because I've already just stumbled over my foot and so yeah, this is NQ. This is a sketchy short because we are literally right at that 5 minute. Clay, what would you respond to the argument that a cash account gives you immediate access to your profits versus needing to pass test and cushion zone? Well, yeah, no, and what happens without a cash account if you have a whoops, that was dumb moment? Or if you go on tilt, what happens to your cash? That's a lot of cash that could be gone in a hurry. Or if you get stuck in a crazy move. No, you could use your own cash, and any money you make, you get to keep right away. That's true. But again, that's why it's in the risk protection. Because the what about those times where you go on tilt, you lose your mind, you get stuck in a crazy move? What about those times where you're staring down? Oh wow, I just lost $2,000. Yeah, well you just literally gave back $2,000 of your profits, whereas a prop firm trader is like, I just gave away 105. So and that's good. I mean, that's not like an unreasonable pushback, but that's why I put that in the risk management thing about it's just that added risk control. Because I'm only speaking for myself, but I've been at this a long time, and I still have days where I'll just lose my mind. I'll do something stupid, or sometimes you get caught in freaky moves. So I mean, we've had some people talking about halts, which is true. Like imagine you're in a trade, you're doing well, you're using your own money because you're in stocks, and then that stock halts, and then when it opens up way lower than where you're at, and it's like that's your money gone because of a halt. And those halts are the most ridiculous thing ever, a trading halt. So now I understand if you need to halt like an entire market because like there's some sort of like global meltdown going on, but like an individual stock, like you're just gonna halt it and keep and pull and then just let it open up wherever. That's like theft. It's so ridiculous. Now, if it's going to open up in the same exact spot, then fine. I don't have a problem with halts. Like halt the stock, let everybody. But to have it potentially open up way lower than where it was, how are you helping anybody in that situation? You're not. Typical. We're the government. We're here to help. It's like, okay, are you thinking through this? Getting a quick, easy solution that would be feel free to halt the stock. Just have it open up exactly where the halt price was. Freaky move equal manipulation. Incorrect. Disagree. Sometimes freaky moves they're just huge breakouts all of a sudden. I'm not big. I came up through the penny stock days back in the early 2000s where like everything was supposedly manipulation. I don't play that. I'm not a big believer in the manipulation card. Gotcha, new here. Good grader. Well, so hopefully everybody here that has never heard of futures or whatever, like I said, let me know if you have any questions, if that was your first time hearing Pam's plant. Billy made an attempted quality argument against it. But I still think Pam's plant comes out on head because if we're all honest with ourselves, I think we can all admit to having and doing some really stupid things every now and then. And stupid things can wipe away a whole lot of gains. A whole lot of gains, if not all your gains, if not account being gone. But with prop firms, yeah, you may blow up a pro account, but how much did you actually have in? After talking stock so much, you go to church to give a talk and slip into talking. Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. Clay, we need more of your live stream to hang out. I mean, I've been doing this now for almost going on 2 months now. Same time. At first, I was kind of all over the place. We tried a couple after the market was closed. Tried some but it seems as though kind of this is the middle spot here, kind of the good spot. You're not really independent with props. Do they always treat you good? That's a valid concern. That's why I'm not sitting here recommending like 15 different props. I'm recommending Take Profit Trader because members of my community recommended them to me. They've been paid by them. I've been paid by them. They have good customer service. They have a business model that makes sense and works because they will get you to live trading ASAP, which is a good thing. It's a sustainable thing. But yes, that is a fair concern. There's a lot of shady things out there like with anything. But yeah, if you have a quality prop firm, then that's not anything to worry about, Thomas. Clay, I just blew my... bummer. Can I use my 130 credit? I'm not sure what you mean by can you use your 130 credit. You can reset that account, and you'll have the same promotion. It is ridiculous, especially FINRA. You halt 3 on him, and the shareholder been crying for 3 years. There's money for. Yeah, I don't know anything about. Yeah, just in general, the trade halts are or rough. I agree with you, Clay. I just wanted to hear your response to that argument. No, that's I like it, Billy. I like it. And yeah, I know you didn't mean anything by it. Which would be a good future to start with? Very good question, Andrew. The MNQ. MNQ is what I would recommend starting with, not the NQ. The NQ is a whole lot more volatile. I'm not saying you can never get to the NQ, but per the premise of the question starting, I would start with the MNQ. That 5-minute 50 period. Oh, yeah. Well, on the bright side, I was tempted to want to go short. I'm glad I did not short it. Because, yeah, there it was. A little bit of a breakdown, not a whole lot, and then, boom, a very nice bounce. Although it is right here at this level. Do I just get short here again and put my stop up there, and it is what it is? I mean, at this point, my day's kind of... Again, this is kind of my putts around account, so, I mean, I care, but I don't really care about it. Yeah, let's get short here. Let's see if this thing wants to come down. Or is this going to push up through this area? But history's been, this moving averages area here has been pushing the price down. So we'll see if we can get some sort of more push to the downside here. See what I mean? These things just don't. And back into the red I go. Put my stop right there and we'll see what happens. Come on. There we go. Let's make sure this is a winning trade now at this point. Move it down some more. Come on, just release. Release the Kraken. There we go. Hey, look at that. I am back in the green. There we go. Oh, press the gray button as always. So there we go. Did I get tight with the stop? I did. Was I trading the P&L? I was. Was I wanting to get back to green for the live stream? Absolutely. Is that a justified reason to behave how I did? Absolutely not. So, the YouTube live stream voice is a very real thing. It's a very real thing. Hit that like button if you have not yet. We got to get this thing up to, I mean, the goal is 110. So if you have not hit, oh, word, not even a single super chat yet? Come on, we can't, that'd be a new record too. So there was the trade. Well, I don't even remember. I was down, what, 145, I think. So that trade was for 165 then. So there we go. Back into the green. And that's, I mean, that's power futures right there. I mean, that's just, like I said, was that like some sort of like genius plan? I mean, no. I literally said, well, there's a history of this moving average, this area, knocking down the price. I mean, you see all the times it's knocked down the price. So I was like, hey, maybe it'll knock down again. And wouldn't you know it, it knocked down again. So I'm not bragging about myself. I'm bragging about technical charts, though. Are technical charts perfect? No, there's no perfect tool. But are they a worthwhile tool? Absolutely, and you just saw it here. I mean, just right now, the edge, keyword being edge, not guaranteed. The edge suggests that this moving average here is just being a thorn in the side of the bulls. And whenever the price has gotten up into that area, the momentum has just been smacked down. So that moving average right there, again, no guarantees, but what I call you crazy, if the price bounces back up there and then you look to get short up around that area again, I would not call you crazy at all. Because, yeah, I mean, that's all it's been doing. It's been getting rejected from that area. So building a short position, getting short up around that area, I do not think you're crazy. I would not call you crazy. If anything now, we may be getting a rejection, especially if this low here breaks. Then I could very realistically see the price heading down to this area down here, which I've been interested at for quite a while from the long side. We have both the pink line there, 200 period moving average. We have the VWAP. So is that a guaranteed spot where it can bounce? Nope. Is it valid? Is it reasonable to think that if the price comes down here, it could find some support and bounce from that area? In my opinion, yeah. I think that is a more than valid thought process to have. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, is this level here going to fail? Or are we going to be looking at a double bottom here? I do not feel confident enough for a double bottom. Maybe you do. Maybe you're seeing something that I don't see, and you're like, no, I think this thing's going to double bottom, Clay. Hey, go for it. Just manage that risk. But I'm not necessarily seeing anything that is suggesting a double bottom. Again, I'm seeing a lot of comments over there, which is fine. But again, the only promise I make to get to anything are the super chats. So if you do make a super chat with a question or whatever, I will see it and I will get to it right away. But other than that, I'm not trying to be a jerk by ignoring anybody. But I can only watch over here so much and then keep up with the chats over there. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty bearish. I'm feeling pretty bearish. Do I want to take another trade is the question. I mean, we have this right here. We have this right here. So we have the descending triangle. Descending triangle, breakdown of the 200 period moving average. No guarantees, but again, I would not call you crazy if you're looking for... Now, once it gets down to here, assuming it does, at that point, I have no idea. Again, based on what I'm seeing, maybe you see something that suggests, no, I don't. This area here is not even going to act as support. I mean, that's fine if you see something like that. What time frame am I using? This is the 2-minute. But keep in mind, I have time frames outside on other monitors too. Oh, there's the, yep. No, I don't know if it's the double bottom today. But does it now move down to that area? Did you finally add an 8? No. What indicators are you using? What platform is this? I'm using basically moving averages and the VWAP. The platform is I'm using Take Profit Trader as my prop firm, and then I'm using Tradeovate. Oh, yeah. I mean, you were supposed to swing by yesterday and ask. So, Emmy, are you still here? I'll show you how to do that, but I want to first make sure that you're still here. Joseph, good morning. Maybe I try a little scalp off that area. Let's see. Yeah, I'll try a scalp. You were here. Okay, how do I get my orders to shoot across like this? I come up here to chart settings. I click fills and orders, and I click show order lines. That's how you do it. Again, I'm looking for a quick little sniper shot down there if it does want to come down to the VWAP. There's the back test. Classic. Broke down, came back up, retested the breakout point. Now it's trying to come back down. I should, because we have some... who here again here has never traded futures before or never seen futures? Do you enjoy questions over and over and over again? I'm used to it now. You're on NQ. Thank you, Mike. I did know that this time, though, but thank you. Yeah, that's the question. So we got the breakdown here. Now, again, what did I say earlier about the YouTube voice and basically my ego getting in the way? I was short here. And I fully admitted, hey, you know what? Look at this. I traded the P&L because, hey, look, I was down 150. Now I'm up. Let me just get out. Because of why? Well, because I have too big of an ego and I wanted to be able to just post on the live stream that I wiped away the big losing trade. But look at what all that cost me. Look at that. A beautiful move down. And it's not like there's been any spikes. Like, I could have easily just been putting stops above that high, above that high, above that high, and have a new stop right here. So that's why you do not want to trade the P&L. And again, I was trading the P&L because the YouTube live stream voice showed up and it was like, hey, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool if you wiped away that loss? That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Oh, that would be awesome. Oh, look, you're in the green, Clay. Just get out. I'm like, okay, I'm out. Yep. And then I could have been a whole lot more green. I'm using an Apple. That might be why. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why. I'm not sure. Don't get to have it both ways. Higher hit rate and bigger moves. That is true. Now, I could see, I would not call you crazy. If you're like, I'm gonna get long here, stop down below VWAP, I can see that. You have a risk of about that size, and if you do get a bounce even back up to that moving average right there, your risk box is quite a bit smaller than your reward box. So I'm not gonna do it. But would I call you crazy for being interested in getting long around here? No, I see the logic. I see the logic. But like I said, not quite within my comfort level. But at the end of the day, trading is about making sure you have rationale behind your decisions. And I see the rationale here. It is going sideways. You got the little doji, spinning top, whatever you want to call it. The location of that candle is right above the 200 period moving average. So, I mean, even if you got long here, I would say you could put your stop below the 200 period, but that doesn't make any sense because now you're putting it right above VWAP. So you don't want to have a stop loss right above VWAP. So yes, your stop loss would be below the 200 period, but it would still be above VWAP. So again, one of those tricky situations where you could be putting your stop loss in one spot that makes sense because it's below the 200, but in another sense does not make sense because it's still, it'd still be in front of the VWAP. But yeah, stop loss down below VWAP, I can see that. No, that's just blatantly false there. That's got to go. Let's keep it cool, relax. I know you're upset because you blew an account, but let's not start talking crazy. I know you're upset because you blew the account, but just calm down. Okay, another lie. You don't know what you're doing. That's so just not true. That's so not true. You're on emotional tilt right now. And there's the great irony here is your name is Relax Are Do. You're not relaxed. You're literally saying things that are not true. Yeah, there's been a couple people who are like, hey, I thought I was supposed to not have an activation fee. They've reached out and then they've like, yeah, do this and it's taken care of. No, you did not go. You went through a false understanding of how it all works. Like, that's what you think you went through, but you didn't. And you're up. Like I said, you're literally upset right now. You just told me you blew an account. It's okay, man. I'm telling you, you're on emotional tilt right now. I get it. I've been there. Now you're probably about to leave the live stream and never be back again because I'm like, I know where your mind's headed. I'm a jerk now. But I'm telling you, that stuff is literally not true. That's why I'm removing it because that's not true. Yes, there have been people where if you pass, they're like, it's confusing in the sense of it shows, but it's because they give you a credit. So when you activate to the pro account, you select the credit and then the $130 goes away. But the credit is there. Then send them an email. And Relax, I actually have nothing but respect for you. Admit it. You're right. You're upset. That's what I'm trying to say. But props to you for being self-aware enough to realize that you're kind of on emotional tilt. But I don't blame you. Like, I'm upset too when I blow an account. Like, that happens. Just know you're not along. They'll take care of it. Like, I get it. Like, does anybody here, I don't know why I'm raising my hand like, but does anybody here get upset when you blow an account? I personally, Paulo, I would not pay to reset the pro account. That's a lot of test accounts you could buy for $1,500. So no, I wouldn't do that, Paulo. That doesn't mean it's the right way to go about it, but I wouldn't do it. That is a ton. That is a lot of other accounts you could get. JK Man cried once. I hear you. You blow an account, you get upset, everything, it seems like the world's out to get you. I get it. Relax Ardu. So I'm assuming, are you talking about your pro account, Relax Ardu? So you pass the eval and then you're in a pro account. Okay, yes, that 450 is do you want to renew your pro account so that you can stay in the pro account? That's what they're asking you. If you don't, then you can go back and pass the test again. And for that it would be a $100 reset. So that's what I mean. You're on emotional tilt. You don't even understand what's going on. Like you're like, where's this 450 coming from? Because you're in the pro account. So they're saying, hey, do you want to stay in the pro account? If so, it's going to be more expensive because you're getting to stay in the pro account. Or if you want to go back and pass the test again to get back to the pro account, then it's only $100. That's what they're asking you there. They're not playing any games. You have not been lied to. It's all on their website. Well, if anybody went long here, again, it depends on the strategy. Scalpers, I can see scalpers. They got plenty of movement. But for the people that like, no, I'm not a scalper. I want to see the thing move more. They're not out of the woods yet. Maybe hopefully they've at least reduced position size a little bit. So again, longs that went down here, scalpers, they're good. Scalpers are in the green. People that want to see more, they probably got to see a little bit more movement here. But they're off to a good start right now. Oh, 10 more likes. Can we get 10 more to at least get up to 100? Clay, with Take Profit, you have unlimited trades, meaning you have a limit on the quantity of trades. No, Diego. You can trade as much as you want. There's no pattern day trading rule. And then now, to be fair, that's not unique to Take Profit Trader. That's just futures trading in general. But yeah, that's one of the, I mean, that is the P of Pam's plant. Pattern day trading rule, there is none. You can trade as much as you want. That's correct, but then you can test for only $100, pass it, and then land the pro account again. Exactly, Frank, yeah. Yeah, read what Frank's saying, relax. He's got a perfect understanding of how it works. Oh, there we go. Did anybody take this long down here? Did anybody go long down here? Experience is the best teacher. Kind of, JM. I would say good experience is the best teacher. You know, it's like the saying, practice. Who's ever heard practice makes perfect? That's garbage. That is a terrible saying. Perfect practice makes perfect. If you go and practice the game of basketball using a hockey stick, are you practicing? Yes. Are you actually getting experience for basketball? No. So yeah, experience is the best teacher, kind of. I would say good experience is the best teacher. I mean, Casey, maybe you should drop a super chat. Like, thank you. Thank you to be like, hey, show some support super chats. But like, when you haven't even done a super chat, do you see kind of the disconnect? Like, now if you've given, like we've had Pebbles, we've had some people do like $20 super chats. So like if they're like, hey, show some support with super chats. Like, I get that because they've done the super chat. But like, I mean, do you see the disconnect? Do you see it? Would I still need to pay the $130 after I pass the test? No, if you've taken advantage of that account, as long as you reset that account for the $100, you still have the $130, you still have that promotion. So you're good to go. Look at that. Nobody took this long? Wait. Noah got long at 426. Okay, no, nice. Okay, Noah waited for a little bit of a push upwards here. Very good, Noah. Congrats. Thomas, honest question, like, are you trolling me at this point, or do you honestly not know? Like, I'm having that because if my memory serves me right, I've explained this stuff to you like quite a few times. So like, is this just like, are you trolling me, or is this a genuine like you don't know? And if it's a genuine you don't know, then I do apologize for questioning. But hopefully you see where I'm coming from. It's just like, dude, I've explained this so many times to you. Especially when the test is like not hard. It's very straightforward. I appreciate relax. And good on you. I have nothing but respect. When you're feeling upset and somebody else is telling you that like you're on tilt, it's very easy to be like, no, you know, kind of, what are you talking about? But you didn't do that. You accepted it. So I appreciate that. All right, interesting candle here. Now I'm starting to see the opposite side of things. I would not call you crazy at all if you're thinking short around here with a stop loss up above the 50-period moving average. I would not call you crazy at all. I see the logic. I see the logic. But yes, for anybody that did get long down here and I was talking about it, I mean, like I said, had the short, or excuse me, had the long, had the stop down there below VWAP, got the nice move up. And to be fair, maybe this move could keep going. But I can also see this maybe being a top, hence understanding why people may be interested in short. Can we get 4 more likes? Let's get this up. The goal here is 110. But let's just take it one bite at a time. Can we at least get this up to 100 likes? That'd be amazing. Is anybody short right now? Is anybody getting short? Like I said, I see it. I can see the logic. Oh, okay. So anybody here that has not seen futures before trading, give me a 5 real quick if you've never seen futures trading, like how they move. Relax. Yeah, the CEO has admitted that they're actually growing very quickly right now, too quickly. So yes, and they are getting more people, because I had an issue a couple weeks ago with payments, and I was pressing pretty hard, like, hey, I'm an affiliate. What's going on? I'm not gonna refer people to you if this is like what they are gonna get treated like. And they were just like, no, we own it. We know that it's rough right now, but we're just really growing. We're getting quite popular, but we're just growing too quickly. So they're trying to bring on people. So that's what was told to me, and that's so yeah. And they know, they are aware for sure, because I made sure they knew they were aware, and I'm sure other people have told them that. And they're owning it. They're like, yeah, no, you're right. So it's a good problem for them to have right now. They're growing, but a little too quickly, and they're trying to keep up with it. Hey, Casey, in the process of rolling up, Clay, I was going to super chat. Thank you for putting me on futures. Hey, okay, thank you, Casey. Curious, what did you trade before futures, Casey? Just so people in the chat room can see if Pam's plant is true or not. You don't remember the test. Okay, the test is very simple. If you do a $50,000 account, the test is you need to make $3,000. You're not allowed to lose $2,000. You can take as long as you want. I encourage you to get it done within a month so that you don't have to pay this twice. Because when you pay it, because after you pass and go into the pro account, this all goes away. There is no more monthly fee. So that's how it works. You got to make $3,000, but you're not allowed to lose $2,000. And then it tells you, how big each trade can be with your position sizes. That's it. Very straightforward. Hey, Billy. Thanks for the super chat. What do you think about ES and NQ divergence? Like when one makes a higher high? I'm a fan. Now, obviously, it's not a holy grail. But yeah, if the ES is going like gangbusters and going really strong, and then the NQ is kind of just going sideways, it's like, I don't know, is the NQ getting ready to absolutely make a big move? So, yeah, the divergences I do find quite interesting. Of course, there are no holy grails, but I think it's a pretty interesting dynamic. Oh, here we go. All right, I'm going to get short here, but I'm doing this for the people that have never traded. So what I want you to do is pay attention to this number down here, okay? Watch that number right there and just ask yourself, how do you feel about how it's trading? All right, I need to just get short for the sake of this. Oh, no. Come back up. Come up a little bit more. That's close enough. Okay. So watch this number here. Ask yourself, how do you feel about how it's trading? Now, if you're looking at that number and saying, is this a joke? Like, that is so slow. I totally get it. I will give you the solution. This goes back to Pam's plant, the M, and then the whole point about ability to control the movement. So again, if you think that is too slow, no problem at all. No problem at all. I will show you how you can fix that. All right, let's just get out there. So you got the idea there. So if you're watching that number and saying, that is so crazy, I'm doing this very intentionally. That is the bare minimum of movement that you could expect. How so? Well, reason number one, that was only one contract. And on top of that, the one contract was on the MNQ. And the MNQ, because of the M, means micro. This is this is as less movement as you can get it. So if you're looking at those numbers and thinking, what a joke, like why would you ever waste your time With a prop firm, if you went and you did the bare minimum of account size, so think about it. I'm operating on the bare minimum. I did one contract on the on the less volatile type, and then I'm doing the bare minimum of account size. So you could go get $25,000 of purchasing power. That would cost you 105. So that number that you saw at 1, you could take that up as high as 30. But it doesn't cost you anymore. And that's the key. Think about a stock. You could say, well, Clay, you can do the same things in stocks. If you have 100 shares and you're not quite happy with how the P&L is moving, you could just add more shares. But what does that do? You have to pay more money. Like, that is more money coming out of your pocket, right? Because you need more money to buy more shares. That's not the case here at the prop firm. With the 25,000, you pay 105, and you could start at 1, but if you want, you could go up to 30, like I said, but you're still just at 105. It's not like that required more money for you to be able to do that. So that's one of those built-in things where your ability to control the movement is absolutely amazing because it's not costing you anything more. So right there, ability to control your movement is just, head and shoulders above everything else. Now, to be fair, maybe like 30, that's still not enough. Okay, at the other extreme, $150,000 of buying power, that number that you saw at a 1, that one contract, you could take that as high as 150. So you have perfect control over just how volatile that position, that number moves, but it's not costing you anymore because for $250, you could do 1 or you could raise it up to 150, but it's still only $252 that it's requiring out of your pocket. Where if it's a stock and you want to go from 100 shares to 1,000 shares, well, do you have enough money to buy 900 more shares? That's not the case here with futures prop firms. So, that there in and of itself, I think is a very, very good argument for futures trading through a prop firm. And I'm glad I got out on the short side. So right there, scalpers, and what have I been saying since this live stream started? What kind of mood am I in? What kind of market do I believe this to be? Does anybody remember what I've said from like the start of this? What have I been saying about, for me personally, what kind of market do I think, how do I feel as though I need to be trading? Does anybody remember that? No, not bear. Does anybody recall me saying, like, this seems to be a scalper's market? I'm having trust issues. I don't know if any. Thank you, Rashid. Rashid got it. Scalpy, yeah. I think I want to be scalpy. Yet another example of that. So shorts that were like, no, I want to see more movement. I think that'd probably be a loss for them. They got a little bit of movement, but they didn't get any sort of rollover. No, that's not to say that that's a bad strategy. I'm just saying in this particular case, it was a bad strategy. You chose the wrong strategy. Whereas me, just wanting a scalp, I got the right. I was right because the scalp allowed this movement to give me a gain, and it led to a losing trade. Now there are some situations where somebody's going to scalp, and you're going to be like, "Well, that was stupid. Why did you scalp? Why didn't you just hold? You would have gotten so much more." Yeah, and that happens too. But in this situation, as I've been saying since the beginning, this seems to be more of a market where you want to scalp and you should be scalping. But also for those people that again got long down here, this was a little bit of a storm to weather, but I mean not any big moves down, and now it's pushing up even more. So Clay, real question with TPT: who pays for the contracts that we trade? Does that just come off of our profits, or do we pay? It's a simulator. So it's not real money now it eventually becomes real money as you progress through the journey, but at the start, it's a simulated environment. Can we get 8 more likes? 8 more likes. Let's get this up to our goal of 110. Is it better to just trade with prop firms from here on out and get payouts and leave the light? Yeah. Paulo, I mean, what? Why? Yes, it is. For the reason of Pam's plant. There's no need to risk your own capital like that. Unless you can say, like, you never have bad days, you never get stuck in crazy movements, and yeah, maybe you could just use your own money. But most traders that I know, every once in a while, they slip mentally, they go on tilt, they revenge trade, they do something stupid, or they just get caught in a crazy move. And I will say that when those things happen, it's a good feeling to be like, oh, whew, well, I'm glad that only cost me, $105 compared to $1,500 or something like that. So yeah, we have the breakout now of kind of this general trend right here. So that break has officially occurred. Now it's really just a question of how much momentum is this gonna pick up pace here. So, I mean, that breakout finally got it. 107 likes. Can we get 3 more? There we go. Let's see. Where could this thing... Yeah, I would say the next key battleground that I could see presenting a problem is right there, that line up there. I could see that present, but until the price gets up to there, it's pretty much blue sky breakout. Again, that doesn't mean the price is going to go right up to there or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, we do have a nice breakout. It's cleared through all sorts of kind of the roadblocks. It finally got through that 21 EMA, the green line there, got back through the overnight high, which it struggled with a little bit. Now it's back up above the 50 period right there. So it's cleared out quite a bit. Now it's just a question of, can this thing make the push and keep on moving here? And if you know how futures move, sometimes these things can just grind away, grind away. So will it grind away up to the 20,470 mark? We will see. I found with prop firms, scalping is a much better way to be consistent longer. Yeah, a scalping I found... You know, it depends on the market. I mean, some markets, if it seems like you can get, you know, good solid movements, and yeah, let the thing work for you. But yeah, markets like this, at least for me. So we'll see if it can push up to that level right there. How's the ES doing right now? Ooh, the ES has a battle on its hands. Let's extend this line out real quick. How did that ultimately... Whoops. Okay, so the price finally broke above that trend line right there. So got through the trend line, got through the 50 period moving average, but right now, like I said, it's got the test, the ES. Can it get up through that 200 period moving average right there? That is going to be an interesting battleground to take place. Oh, got a bit of... So for you back test and goes players, here you go. It actually already did back test. Missed it. Whoops. You can see back here, it came right down to that overnight high and the 50 period moving average. Looks like it's doing it again. So is this going to be one of these where it breaks out, back tests and goes? Here's your back test moment. If you think this is a back test and go, you're getting your back test right now. Again, no guarantees. That's why risk management matters. But here is the back test. Will it go? That is the question. Can we get one more like, and then it's goal accomplished. The goal for this stream was 110. So we just need one more. Can we get one more? I'm a new trader, 2 months in, totally struggling. Blew my first account yesterday. That's part of it. Almost feel like giving up. After one blown account? Come on. Nothing seems to be working. Down 500 on the second account today. Well, first off, oh, there's the go, bouncing right off those areas. But I mean, you can't want to give up after just like one blown account and then being down 500. I mean, I guess you can, but as traders, you got to be resilient. You got to want to keep going. But I don't know. Let me put it this way, and this will sound like a sales pitch, but it's just the fact of the matter is I can't comment too much because I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you should just call it good because you're out there acting like a degenerate. You don't actually have a strategy. You're just making it up as you go. I don't know if that's the case, but when I talk to like students in my program, then I can kind of probe a lot easier because I know, well, what about, have you done this class? Have you done that? What are you doing here? It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to figure that stuff out. Other than talking to somebody that's maybe like, well, I've got my YouTube education. It's like, okay, well, I don't know what that means because there's a billion sources out there, many of them which are just bad information. So I don't know what a YouTube educated trader looks like. So it's just harder. So I don't know. I don't think you should give up that quick. But again, I don't know how you're behaving. I don't know what your strategy is, which still doesn't necessarily mean that you want to give up. But should you maybe reassess your strategy? Maybe think about some structured learning so you can actually, I don't know. And I can only say so much in that regard before people are like, oh, you're just saying all that because you're biased because you sell a mentorship program. It's like, yeah, that's true. So I understand. I don't have a whole lot of credibility in that regard because that card can be thrown at me. So 110 likes and then walk away with a win. No, we're going to keep pushing it. Oh, and I should note that I will, once we hit 2 hours, that's usually when I cut things off. But if there's interest, I'll go another 15 minutes. So we have 15 minutes. Let's go this. So if we can get up either to 130 likes or $20 in super chats, I'll go another 15 minutes. So we have 15 minutes to, like I said, either get up to 130 likes or $20 in super chats. So if people are interested for the stream to keep going, that's how you can communicate that to me. That'll be the mechanism that I use to gauge interest. So here's a pullback. Here's a pullback again. Getting a little bit of a miniature. Bull flag. Bull pennant. However you want to look at it. We have our resistance, just using that support. Now the 21 EMA, look at that. 20 EMA was a resistance forever. Now it's acting as support. So there's kind of the wedge. Do you think it's going to push to the upside and we finally get up to that level right there? That's the question. That is the question. If you're a believer, here you go. Could be getting a breakout right here. Yeah, there is the breakout. I should probably get my annotations out of the way. There it is. Okay, now are we getting follow through? Like I said, I've had trust issues in this market, so me personally, I'd be in a very scalpy mood, but hindsight will be the judge. Maybe a scalpy mood when this thing's all of a sudden up here is going to be like, oh, that was stupid, but it's trying to push through. Again, the back test and go. Broke, came back down, was questioning, hey, if you think it's a back test. Did anybody take the back test here? Was anybody here believers of the back test and go? And you were feeling confident that this thing would want to curl back up? Am I back? Am I back? Can anybody hear me? Oh, this is so frustrating. So frustrating. The internet was a problem last week. It got fixed supposedly on Friday, and it was going good, and now all of a sudden it just dropped out again. What is Mediacom? Mediacom, do they have a ticker symbol? If so, we got to short that thing. This company is a piece of garbage. All right, let me get logged back in here. It's so irritating. We're doing well on the live stream, and then it just drops off. All right. Apologies. I guess on the bright side, at least it came back, but nonetheless. You should talk about Musk and endorsement and get Starlink. I don't know if Starlink... Oh, there it is. We missed that. We missed the entire breakout of that. Up to that line right there. Well, to anybody that took that breakout, congratulations. All right, we lost a little bit, but again, we still have 9 minutes. Like I said, either $20 in super chats or 130. Well, I'll make it 125 because we just technically did lose a couple minutes to do that. No, I don't think Starlink would work too well because my understanding is if it's in high density areas. I mean, I have fiber, but whoops. So that area has been hit now. And now it's a question of, yeah, it doesn't want to push through. How are we doing on the... I wonder if the signal health is still good. Okay, looks like at least the upload must be staying fine, but I don't know. You know it's bad when you're getting texts. I got one yesterday. We're doing maintenance again in your area. It's like, why are you still doing maintenance? I thought it was fixed. Apparently not. Apparently not. Well, did anybody play that breakout right there? Missed it as my internet went off, but did anybody play that? So, again here, now we have the opposite example of what I was just talking about. People that were just scalping right there, yeah, they're saying like, bummer, I shouldn't have scalped as it's gone that much further up. But that's just, hindsight can be a very cruel thing. Again, 125 likes or $20 in super chats, and I'll go another 15 minutes after we get up to the 2-hour mark, which is in about 7 minutes. So we got 7 minutes to hit the like button, or if somebody wants to show up as the knight in shining armor with the super chat, that works too. Have a look at SPY 0 DTE. Lotto. Let's go break that. Okay, well, options as just, yeah, HMON key trader. I mean, you're not trading. You're just over there in degen mode right now. You're playing lottos on 0 DTE options. So, I mean, that's fine. But that's not really my style to just go and act like a degen. David took it. Very good. Trey Play did. Awesome. Where are you located at? I am in the United States, in the state of Iowa. Okay, Veldine, I'm in, still holding. Well done to those of you that did not scalp. See? Now us scalpers are like, you scalpering morons. Why would you scalp that? Whereas right here, like I said, I think that was my winning short trade. I'm thinking, I'm glad I scalped that. Yeah, you also have a good day, David. You should go YOLO then. I should YOLO, or maybe JM's talking to somebody else in the chat room. I don't know if I want to go YOLO right now. Really, I'm a little nervous with the internet again. Is it going to drop out and then stay out? And then I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, we're in full, bro. What's a 15-minute looking like? 15-minute. 5-minute. And we're recovering pretty decently on the concurrent viewers, although we were, right at the 100 mark and trying to set a new high, 130. That's the current record, but we've been stuck there. We have not been able to quite push above 130 concurrent viewers. We'll keep at it, though. We'll keep at it. So if you're enjoying this, please share the stream. Please share the stream if you are enjoying. That's another way you can support it. I used to trade with you when you were in Michigan. So are you a member of the inner circle, Don? Or I can't say I recognize the name off the top of my head. When did I move? In August. Yeah, I bought farmland out here. We're going to build our house. Got some acreage. Going to just hopefully get some chickens. Live off the land. Get a nice garden with the Iowa soil. Eat like kings. Jose, greetings from Miami. Hey, Jose. Well, absolutely beautiful break right there. So those that are maybe joining, we had this nice upward sloping moving average. We had that coming down right there. And then we had, the breakout. And that breakout has just very gone good. You got to get a donkey. I don't know about a donkey. I used to be just got back to trading. Well, good. Welcome back, Don. Welcome back to the world of trading. All right, I made it easier to go another 15 minutes. I said 125 likes, and we are still at 115. So either 10 more likes in the next 3 minutes, or I gotta remember what I say, a $10 super chat, and I'll go another 15. We'll see what happens. But if there's not enough interest, then yeah, we can call it good. So now we have another potentially back test and go. Does it come down here? Back test and go. Maybe. See what it wants to do. And views on this one are low. Yeah. We have, what is Tuesday? I don't know. Not the best live stream numbers. I don't know why. Do we have any live stream experts here? Yesterday we were at 2 hours and this thing was at like 1,100 views. Right now we're at 890. Granted, we did have the one internet outage, so that kind of killed the momentum that we had going. That probably played a role in it a little bit. Still stuck at 115 likes. All right. I'm thinking about maybe along at that moving average right there if it wants to drop. Can we get 8 more likes? 8 more likes. Or $10 in super chat. We got about 1 minute and 10 seconds for 8 more likes. Is that going to be possible? Just scalped a short. Oh, interesting. 8 more likes, and I'll go another 15 minutes. 7 more likes. Or the $10 super chat. One or the other. Whichever comes first, if they come first. 6 more likes. Looking for that 2 o'clock VWAP hold, high day break. Oh, gotcha. 5 more likes. Can we do it? 5 more likes. Or the $10 super chat. 4 more. Can we do it? 4 more likes. And then we're going another 15 minutes. 3 more. 3 more in 9 seconds. 2 more. We're so close. We'll go another 30 seconds. Can we get 2 more in the next 25 seconds? 2 more likes. Oh, boom. There was a delay because it went from 123 to 129. All right. We will go another 15 minutes. And I will say right now, I'll let, all right. I am interested. Let's, in there for 1 micro. Might look to get a couple more. So if you've never traded futures before, just watch that number. Ask yourself, how do you feel about how it fluctuates? And if you're saying that is so slow, there is a solution for that. Nice, 131, 132. Let's see if we can get a bounce off of this moving average here. Gonna try to buy another one there at that green line if it wants to go down there. Scalped another short. Mark's scalping, I'm going long. Maybe I'm the fool here, I don't know. There we go. Kind of. Does this thing want to bounce? I don't know if this is the smartest thing with the way my internet's been going, but like I said, this is an account that if I lose it, not the end of the world. And I'll actually look to buy one up there. If it wants to push upwards, show me some strength, I'll add another one. But I want to see some strength first for it to push up. Key trader, are you just saying stuff? 480 we blast off. Oh, here we go. Okay, got another one there. Check your 15-minute. Oh yeah, I mean that's the 15-minute though. Said I was done for the day, but went long at... Uh-oh. Whoa! I turned my back for... Okay. Now I'm up to 4. Gotta wait for the breakout. Are you just an armchair trader? I think Key Trader is just armchair quarterbacking us over here. So my stop's right there. This thing's either going to bounce or it's going to take me out. Woo! That was close. Looking like I'm going to get taken out, though. We'll see. And I can't believe I haven't been stopped out. I mean, surely I get stopped out here, right? There's not any question about it. I don't see how I don't get stopped out here at this point. I added my position and I might get taken out. Yeah, well, you and me, Frank. I'm not adding any more. I don't see how I don't get stopped out here. But I don't know, maybe this thing's got a bounce in it. I'm not feeling the most optimistic right now. What time even is it? It is... Okay, so there's not any news possibilities. Yeah, if anything, this is like a bear flag starting to form. Oh, yeah. Bounce, coming back down. Here comes the stop. That's why I never use a mental stop. I'm not using a mental stop right now either. How did I... Oh, there we go. Stopped out there. All right. Well, that one did not work out. Tried buy them pull back. It kept pulling back on me. It happens. Is trading options, futures, or indices better for a beginner, or does it not matter? No, it definitely matters. I would do options, or excuse me, I would do futures through a prop firm. I've already talked about it, Cameron, about Pam's plant. So right there, Pam's plant would be the explanation on why futures trading would be better through a prop firm. But just a quick reasoning in terms of just options. I mean, options, you have to deal with the Greeks, you have to deal with theta and all that sort of nonsense, which is never enjoyable. Let's keep hitting that like button. If we can get this up to 150 likes, that might be a new record for the live stream. So 150 likes or $10 in super chats, and I'll go another 15 minutes. We'll go make this a 2.5 hour stream. So we got about 8 minutes to make that happen. Again, 150 likes, which is 16 from here, or $10 in super chats, and I will go another 15 minutes. So we got about 8 minutes to get up to do 16 more likes. But yeah, I would definitely stay away from options, especially as a beginner. Like options, not the place you want to start as a beginner when you have the Greeks and theta and deltas and what strike price should I be trading and all that sort of stuff, time to expiration. I would certainly stay away from that. Can you please explain last bid ask? But no, not right now. I can't. Options are horrible compared to futures and props. Yeah, in the category of day trading, especially if you're buying, for sure. But even if you're selling options, yeah, you can get theta on your side. But then the amounts of account size you have to have and leverage and all that sort of stuff, it's like, okay, you better have a lot of capital. Where, again, Pam's plant, the L of the prop firm, low capital required. Tempted to try again. Potentially get a lesson about this is why things can get sketchy in a hurry. Because right now I could get the loss back very quickly on the NQ, but I could also just make this a very big hole. So this is one of these situations where you got to be careful. Got to be careful. This is what I'm calling a streamer account. So if I lose it, I want to make sure that there's at least some sort of lesson in it. I don't know. It's tempting. Tempting to get long right there at that moving average. I haven't blown up an account yet on stream. That might be kind of entertaining. We'll see. Then again, well, let's do this. I'll get aggressive, but we need to get to the 150 likes. I'm not gonna just do it just when people aren't really. So if you want to see some NQ aggressive trading, putting the account on the line, we got to get up to 150 likes, but in the next 5 minutes, or $10 in super chats, one of those. And I'll take a trade. And we'll try to, because we'll have a lesson of, able to get back the loss here, or we'll have a lesson about how when you try to get back losses, things can go sideways in a hurry. But that is the whole. My main idea with this stream is I'm not trying to convince anybody I'm a bad trader. I don't care. But I do want to teach. I do want people to be made aware of futures trading and Pam's plant, but also just from a trading standpoint. Look at this thing. Just bleed, bleed, bleed. You want to see me blow up my account? Man, Mark, you're a savage. Well, we got, where did the time go? We got 4 minutes exactly for either 13 likes or $10 in super chats. But if there's not any interest in me getting more aggressive, that's fine too. But again, I've got to be able to measure the interest, quote unquote, somehow. And the only way I know how to do it is through likes and super chats. If there's another way, I mean, let me know. Yeah, I could make a lot. That's true too. But we got to see, can we get up to the 150 likes? As this thing just continues to bleed. VWAP could be so nice. We're just stuck at 137. We've now got 3 minutes. 3 minutes for 13 likes. And likes just went down. Or $10 in Super Chat. Doesn't have to be a single $10 if there's a combination. So five people, $2 each. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, now likes are going down. So maybe that's just people telling me, no, don't do it, Clay. Don't do it. It just went down again. Okay. Right there at the 200 period moving average here. So I guess really it's just a question of, am I going to take this trade off stream or on stream? That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out here. Am I going to do these trades on stream or off stream? Looking like it'll be off stream. We got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes for 15 likes. You should make a channel membership. I mean, I already have a membership. Not on YouTube, but off YouTube. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and call it good because we're not going to make it, and I want to take these trades. So I'm just going to get to it right now. So, well, everybody, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. As always, if you enjoy, hit that like button. And if you're interested, I am offering a webinar this Thursday, totally free. So you can check it out here. And yeah, like I said, put that link down below, totally free. You can check it out if you want. And I'm going to go ahead and just call it good because we are definitely we're not getting 13 likes here in the next minute, or haven't been any super chats. So that's fine. Like I said, if people are not interested, totally cool. Not offended. I just want a way to gauge that. So, well, everybody, take care. Have a good one. And I will be back tomorrow at 11:15 a.m. Eastern time. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Take care. Have a good one.